And
Yeah.
this leads me to a question. When you become a movie maker, or the we see a particular movie the way we see, do we lose the
Mm.
fun of watching movie, or does it go up? Because like when I wear like the critical hat of like watching
Yeah.
movie, I feel like I lose out on the fun. What do you think?
I kind of agree, but not fully, because I feel like we unlock a different kind of appreciation for it. I feel like once you work on a movie set, that magic kind of goes away a little bit, because you know what everybody is doing on the set. Like there is this very weird element of you have a very realistic take on what is going on in that particular situation. But at the same time, this newfound appreciation for how much work went into it is also very visible on the screen. And sometimes some directors and some actors do a scene in such a interesting way, and the performance is so high, even though we have worked on a movie set and that magic is gone, the magic suddenly appears back, because now we are lost in that particular scene, and now we have even more appreciation for the amount of work the director and the actor has put into that particular scene. I would say it's a double-edged sword, and if you're willing to step into the industry, you need to pick it up.
True, true. For me, I've always felt that when I'm wearing, I wouldn't say critical hat, like that was like kind of, I would say like not the exact words. Like if I'm trying to like decode every scene, okay, they use this cut, this is the aspect ratio, like they're using like one wide angle, one close angle, then they're cutting between close and wide. You're just thinking like, okay, they're cutting, they're doing this. Like when you think of all
Yeah.
that, you lose the fun. Like, okay, what is happening in the dialogues? You lose the fun of it. That's where I feel
Yes.
like I get caught up. So the movies that I like, I see it once, and then like I take my own sweet time to sit and decode movie and just make notes of like how they cut a particular, just a simple two-way dialogue scene, right? For the biggest example for me that I learned a lot from simple two-way dialogue was DiCaprio and Matthew McConaughey conversation, that humming thing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I was talking to Brad. I think he was telling me he was telling me they use like six cameras for that, like to get different angles, and they shot it at once.
Yes.
Yeah.
The roles camera play in movie, like it's very interesting. When I initially used to assume a particular scene is shot in a certain way, I used to think, oh, they probably had like a scene with one camera, and on take one it was from this angle, and on take two there was another angle. But then I actually realized that there are situations where you'll have to use multiple cameras to actually get it through simultaneously. And especially the longer scenes, if it's any like close to the 6 minute or the 8 minute mark, it like there's a flow to it. The cameraman also needs to have a flow to it, the actors also needs to have a flow to it. It's almost like a dance recital, where you need to practice what is going to happen, when the dialogues are going to happen at what particular point. And we even had markings on the floor for where the actors had to stand, and from what point to what point actors had to move. It was quite an interesting process, and the camera lenses make such a huge difference, because in one particular camera, it's a very zoomed in shot where you can really see the emotion of the actor. And then there are some shots where it's not the emotion of the actor that's important, but more of the broader perspective of what is going on in the background, like where is this particular person sitting or standing. In the movie that we worked in, the like, it's not a huge spoiler, hopefully, but the main protagonist has some issues, and we find him in some very odd situations doing very odd things. And sometimes when we pull back from from the character and look at the background, then we understand, oh, this is a very weird situation, this person is not supposed to be here doing this particular thing. So it's you telling the audience something without actually putting it in dialogue. So the camera has a lot of power to do that. And the editor, of course, needs to make sure it delivers on the screen. But uh, yeah, man, cameras are quite powerful.
Definitely, like I feel like movie happens on two tables. One is the script table, and one is the editing table, and rest everything just like
Yeah.
like chimes in to make these two process easier or better.